Hey guys, welcome back here. We're going to do a Archeage Alpha review. So I spent about a month playing this game now, testing out different features and things. So this is the load screen of characters. In Alpha, there's currently only one server. You can have max 4 characters. The Alpha server is pretty much always up. You get to choose from 4 races, make 4 characters, 2 races over here, 2 races over here. And then this is a big battleground PvP zone where you can build castles and siege castles. There's also the big open sea, and then there's a pirate island somewhere where you can join if you're a pirate. So overall, it's a very fun MMORPG, but it does have a lot of flaws to it. A lot of people have been discussing ping issues, so if you don't live inside the United States, you're going to have very high ping, because right now the servers are only in Dallas. They're going to implement a server in Europe as well, because this is the North America and Europe version. So that will relieve some of the ping issues for players on the east side there in Europe. So this is Alpha. The game looks amazing. Graphically, it's very, very pretty. It does have some bugs with the higher end graphics as well. So it will look a little bit better than this in the final review. The downsides to this game, it's pretty much a player-driven economy. Land is critical. You can see all these scarecrows. These are like placeholders for land. So you mark your land and you can plant farms and trees and such there. So the main downsides is it is very, very grindy in the beginning, and it's not as open world as you'd want it to be. The first 30 levels or so are very cut and dry quests. Go do this, go do that, go collect this, go kill 5 of these shark things, go kill 5 of these dolphins or fish. So the first 30 levels are going to be very, 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 very grindy and very slow for anyone that has played an MMORPG before. It's your typical thing where you have to put the hours in doing a little gather quests and move to this location, move to this location. So I'm going to show you the map. So in the beginning, this is just one area. You start way over here, and so you're walking your way up through here, through here, through here, and then you move over to the next one. And so pretty much you're spending all this time exploring all these little crevices of these beginning islands, and you're doing quests along the way to level up. So you can see the map is fairly big. It does take a lot of time to get through all these little areas. You don't have to do the quests, but then otherwise you're going to be grinding for experience and just killing monsters with no real purpose, which definitely isn't very fun. There are other ways to level. You can farm and collect trees, berries, and such like that. It still makes the game very, very grindy, though, because you don't get that much experience. And you also have what is called labor points, which means you can't endlessly gather and farm berries or trees. You only have a certain amount of labor points. They regenerate slowly over time, but you can't just endlessly do that. So you can't like sit there. There are no macro programs involved as well. So the game is tab targeting, similar to WoW. You can attack while on mounts. You get several different mounts and pets. You get battle pets, you get mounts, you get donkeys. That's one of the cool things is you get tons and tons of variety. So the combat is tab targeting, as I stated before. So nothing amazing, no dodge, no roll, nothing crazy like that. The pet system, so you get combat pets. This is a cat over here, and you set it to aggressive or defensive or follow mode, and they have pet abilities. The pet levels up just as well as you do. So really nothing different from other MMOs. You do get a glider, similar to like Aeon's Wings. It's a lot harder to navigate and not as fluid as Aeon was with like flight. So that's probably one of the negatives in the game. You can see you get hearts there when your pet does something good. One of the cool things about the glider, though, is that it has these attacks. Each glider is different. So now this one will shoot you upward. This one shoots out like missiles. So you can actually do glider combat and attack people while in the air. And then this one as well, more missiles. So gliders are one of the cooler aspects of the game, and you can see graphically it looks great. But like I said, it's very, very hard to maneuver the gliders at first. They're not as fluid, and you definitely can die from fall damage. I took a lot of fall damage there. One of the big drawing points of the game is the open sea world. Oops. So you have a big wide ocean, and you get boats. You have to create the boats. You join guilds. This is a very guild-heavy game, so really you can't enjoy it too much if you're going to play solo. You definitely need to join a guild and make some friends. So you can see graphically it does look amazing. That's the high point of the game, is how great it looks. Besides that, you're just going to be looking into a typical MMO that is grindy. The PvP in the game doesn't really happen until 30 plus. These zones here are PvP zones, but they change every so often. So let's see. It doesn't say here, but sometimes they'll give you a timer. They'll tell you in an hour that the PvP zone is ending and going back to a safe zone. So if you want to do PvP, you're going to be heading up to this island a lot. So you can see there's several little sections, and it looks like this big section hasn't been opened up yet. And there's also little mini islands and special hidden islands out in the ocean. The ocean is very, very vast. A lot of pirates are out there with ships, boats. Go and show you a little bit of this. So that's the cool things about the game, is the ocean, the boats, the housing aspect is okay. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to build a house, to do anything to that such degree. So if you're not going to immerse yourself completely in the game, then I'd say stay away. You definitely need to be in a guild. You definitely need to be spending, hours upon hours playing this game. It's not a very casual, friendly game. The players in the game have been really, really nice. But in order to do anything in this game, I put several hours daily into the game, and I'm only level 32. So I'll spend probably 50 to 70 hours playing Archeage this last month, which is a lot of time for most people. And I'm still nowhere near the end of the game. There's still tons and tons of things to do, but it starts to get repetitive. So you can do things at lower levels, but like if you go anywhere out in the open world like here, you run the risk of dying with PvP. So you can't really do that much, because as you move out, you're gonna die, and it's gonna teleport you back to your nearest resurrection place. So you're kind of isolated on your first continent. You can swim underwater, which is really cool. You can find buried treasure and such down here. And then you can also die from breathing. You can get scuba gear to enhance your like breathing and swimming capabilities. So you can see there's something over there. That's a enemy, a sea bug. But all in all, so here's the at war over here. It shows 53 minutes left. All in all, the game is a decent MMO. If you're looking for something new to play, different, you definitely have to be group centered. Definitely gonna have to join a guild. See, we're dying. We're underwater, getting attacked. So now we respawned, and we respawn way back here at the temple. So way back here. So if you remember, we were out up here in the ocean. So that's a pretty far setback. Nothing really happens when you die. You lose a little bit of durability on your items. So you have all your typical gear. You can't change your character's stats. There's no like stat implementation where you can choose like I want to be stronger, I want to be magic based. Every character is exactly the same, and then you have to just alter it with different weapons and armor. And then you do get to choose from 10 different skill classes which have passive buffs, and you unlock different skills and more points. So you get different abilities through leveling up. And you get about 23 points at max level. So you can see there's about 3, 6, 9, 11, 16 in each, so 48. So you get about half of the skills in all these trees. And you can also reset the skills, and you can change to any of the other 7 ability paths or job groups later on in the game if you decide you don't want to be a witchcraft person. So that is customizable, but you can't alter your stats really. And then another big thing is that stealth for PvP. Everyone has access to the stealth ability if they choose shadow play, and that stealth, you can constantly be stealth. It's 45 seconds or so, and it has a 45-second cooldown, so you can always be in stealth mode and ambush people like that. So PvP is not really fair. They do have a battlegrounds later on that open up at level 40, and then there's also a jury and a trial system for criminals, which is pretty cool. So if you steal people's crops or kill other players of your faction, you can get criminal points, and you can become an outlaw. You can become a pirate, and they'll actually kick you out of your starting faction area. So I'm on this side. I'm on the east continent. So if I become bad enough, I can actually get kicked out of here and get thrown over to like Pirate Island over here, or wherever Pirate Island is. And so now anytime I come into this land, even though I used to be from this land, this country, all the people here, all the NPCs, everyone will become enemies to me, and I'll be able to kill and attack them whenever I want, and vice versa. They can kill and attack me whenever I want. And if they do kill me on their continent here, I go to jail for 40 minutes. So when you're in jail, you can break out of jail, but you still have a prison debuff, which means you can't really do anything besides check the auction house, and that's about it. So you're kind of stuck for 40 minutes. You can also go to jail for longer periods of times or shorter periods of times, depending on the jury, because people become jury members and decide your fate in game. So you can bribe the jury, or you can make deals, things like that. That doesn't apply to pirates though, because pirates don't really abide by the laws. So if you get captured, you go into jail. If you're just a normal criminal, then that's when the jury and the trial process happens, because they decide whether you're innocent or guilty and how long of a sentence you're going to get. So overall, the game is fully playable right now in alpha stage, which is pretty cool. There aren't hardly any bugs involved. There's a little bit of issue graphically with the max settings, but it does still look very, very nice. Crafting plays a big role in the game. That's where you get the best gear. So if you're a hardcore crafter, this game may be for you. You'll definitely be respected and liked by all your peers in here. If you like Farmville and like gathering and farming and building up little houses and stuff like that, this game is typically probably going to be for you. If you're looking for like a PvP heavy game, don't expect this game to be that game you're looking for until, you know, level 50, which means until you put 200 hours in grinding out the crappy little quests here and there. So if you're looking for a, you know, like I said, PvP heavy game right away, this game's not for you. If you're willing to put 200 hours in, you know, leveling a character up and developing that character, then yeah, you can make this game as PvP heavy as you want. You can do nothing else but PvP and kill other players, go ganking. You can also siege castles and destroy other people's ships, steal other people's ships. So definitely a lot for you if you're willing to put the time and effort into it. But that's typical of most MMOs. So all in all, it's a good game if you have a lot of time to spend. If you're looking for a casual game where you can play for a few hours here and there, you definitely cannot play this game, because there's lots of time sinks, building crops and such like that. Forces you to collect them every so often, or otherwise they die. Paying taxes, you have to pay taxes once a week on your property that you own. So if you only have a few hours to play, you're going to feel like you're just being forced to do the, you know, unfun, uncool things like planting and gathering your plants or trees, unless you don't care about that, because they're gonna die otherwise. Or if you miss like a week, you could lose your house for not paying your taxes. They do give you a week grace period, but it's definitely a demanding game. You have to put a lot of hours in. You probably got to put 4 to 5 hours in a day to have any, you know, chance of fun in this game. So, and if you have a lot of time, this is a great thing to kill things. There's no real purpose in the game except to just have fun. And so if this is your cup of tea, if you like farming and gathering little herbs and trees and such like that, and don't mind the stupid timers of waiting 4 hours for your tree to mature, then yeah, this game will be for you. You know, if you want to interact with a lot of different people from all over the world as a huge chat box, this game definitely can be for you. You can make guilds. A lot of people were super friendly and nice in here, and the game will be free to play too when it launches. So, you know, definitely will be used as a big chat box and a, you know, chat world with guilds and friends and, you know, a meeting place. So other than that, overall, this game is for certain people. It's not for everyone. It's not for a casual MMO player that likes to just jump in, have fun for a few hours here and there. And, you know, we will do a review of the beta. The beta will be coming out very shortly in around June. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. There's also some great videos on how to get wood, because wood is one of the most important resources in the game. Check those videos out on my other YouTube channel here. And if you have any questions, again, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and hope you learned some things and enjoyed.